Hey guys, so we're here in Bali, Indonesia, and in today's video, we're going to be asking digital nomads what they do for a living. Bali is one of the biggest hubs for remote workers, and we'll be going to a couple different locations today, finding really cool and interesting people to talk to. We'll be asking questions like how much money do you make, what do you actually do for a living, advice for aspiring digital nomads, and more. I'm super excited for today's video, so let's go. Stay tuned because we interviewed some super interesting and successful people that you don't want to miss. Okay, so the first place I decided to go to was Body Factory, a super expensive gym that a lot of digital nomads go to. So what's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
So I'm Alana, I'm 20 years old and I'm a front-end engineer.
Why are you in Bali?
Traveling, just living life.
And how long have you been here for?
3 months.
How has been your experience?
Amazing.
What would you say is your favorite part about living abroad?
The people, they're so wholesome, they're amazing, just welcoming.
And how did you get a remote job that allows you to work from here?
I did a 3-month bootcamp on full stack engineering and I got then a job.
Oh, okay. And where are you originally from?
Spain.
So if someone else wants to become a digital nomad, what advice would you give them?
Do a 3-month bootcamp.
Can you tell us which one it was?
It was in Barcelona, it's called Code Up. It was fast-paced, I learned so much and I got a job right after.
What are your working hours like?
8 hours a day, but on my time.
What's the biggest misconception people have about digital nomading?
That is difficult. You could study something fast and online, which is really easy right now.
What does your daily schedule look like?
Body Factory, then I work some more and I just explore.
Would you be willing to share how much money you make?
I can say a rough.
Okay.
From 30, a little up.
Is that euros or? And any last advice you want to give the audience?
Just go for it. If you really want it, go for it.
Cool. Thank you so much. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Kaya, I'm 22, I'm from Australia, and I do social media management for OnlyFans girls.
Okay, how'd you get into that?
My sister, she started in the industry.
Yeah.
When she got into it, I got into it as well, and then they also wanted more like talent manager role sort of thing, so I kind of help out with that as well.
Okay, so if someone wants to do that and work remotely, what advice would you give them?
I think there's a lot of agencies out there, so reach out, see if they need any help or if you're familiar in the field. If you're a female, I think it's quite easy to get into the industry, obviously, because more for that demographic. But yeah, I don't know, just be proactive and ask what more you can do or like how you can develop your skills.
How long have you been in Bali for?
Now I think this is like my 4th or 5th month.
What's the best part about living here?
The tax for Australians.
Yeah.
If I don't have any major assets like rental properties over there, if I'm outside of the country for more than 6 months of the year, then I don't need to pay tax to Australia. And the tax here is only like 2.5%.
Whoa. What's the best piece of advice that someone told you?
To have an abundance mindset. Whenever I like give out information or like, even like money to friends and family, it always comes back to me tenfold. Don't be greedy, don't try and hide the secrets. I think just like give it out, spread love, and that's the best thing we can do.
What's your hot take?
I think a lot of nomads will say this, but like don't go down the traditional route. I definitely didn't think I was gonna be in like the adult industry when I was older, and I would never guess that in a million years, but here I am, and I would never have the lifestyle that I do without it. And I think some people might judge, but you die anyway, so just do whatever you want at the end of the day.
What does your daily schedule look like?
It's nothing crazy. It's not like I wake up, meditate, do all that.
Yeah.
I just wake up. Sometimes I go to gym, sometimes I don't. If I'm working, then I like get up, make content with the girls, like TikToks. When I make content, I don't mean like, all the time sexy content, but just like TikToks, Instagram reels, social media outreach, have a few meetings. Every day is different, but that's the fun part about it.
What's your biggest marketing hack or secret?
TikTok loves Asian females. If I was going to market myself, I think that's a really big niche because I'm Asian and I'm female. So I think diving into your specific niche and just exploiting it that way is the best way.
What's your opinion on taking risks?
I can just do it at the end of the day. Like, what do you have to lose? Especially when you're young.
Yeah.
You don't have kids, you don't have a mortgage. Like, just do it.
Would you be willing to share how much money you make?
This month profit is about 50K. This is my best month though, so
That's amazing. What advice do you have to people that want to make a lot while working remotely?
just surround yourself with the right people. And Bali's a great place for that because there's so many digital nomads that come here.
Yeah.
You make a lot of connections very quickly. So yeah, just surround yourself with the right people who are doing the same thing as you and you'll grow tenfold.
Well, thank you so much. Bali is hot and I was sweating profusely, so we did a quick outfit change and then talked to 2 more entrepreneurs. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
So my name's Jules, 38. Me and my wife have a wedding and events business in Bali.
How'd you get into that?
Me and my wife got married in Bali, loved it, and then my wife worked in events and we thought, you know what, we could do that as well and, moved to Bali at the same time. So, let's give it a try.
And where are you guys originally from?
From Melbourne, Australia.
How has it been working remotely remotely, like having a business here?
It's great. It has its challenges. I think running a Western business in sort of a third world country where things are a little bit sort of less developed and slower paced is challenging. But look, you know, you live in Bali, so you just got to take the good with the bad and be grateful.
What are some of those challenges that come with doing business here?
We're used to being a little bit more fast paced and educated and more technology and things like that. So I think it's a foreign country, you know.
What are the best and worst parts about living here in Bali?
I'd say the best parts are the weather, the people. The worst part, banking, traffic now.
Yeah.
Traffic's getting bad. But otherwise, you know, not too many complaints.
Do you have any advice for people that want to live the digital nomad life?
Just do it. Just go in there and do it. Do your research. You know, just make sure you get set up right, have enough money to sort of get started, and then just do it.
Would you be willing to share how much money you make?
6 figures in terms of, you know, Australian dollars.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's years of, you know, running a business and sort of getting it to that point.
Now, for aspiring entrepreneurs, what advice do you have for them?
Plan, find a good network, do your research, and then just take the jump.
What's the most common mistake that people make when they travel here to Bali?
It can be hard to find the rhythm and the balance. So, you know, you got to expect that you got to work hard and it takes time to settle in. You know, don't just think it's going to be cocktails and beach clubs.
And then if you could go back to when you were 20 years old, what would you tell yourself?
Stress less about the little things and just, you know, look at making progress every day towards your goals.
I love that. Thank you so much.
I'm Philippe, I'm 30 and I have a SaaS product.
How'd you get into that?
I studied computer science and design back in Paris and Silicon Valley. And so at the end of my school, I wanted to go into entrepreneurship, and sounds like building a software was the right thing to do.
What does your software do?
We help any Shopify owner get accurate data.
How's it been living in Bali?
Amazing. Bali is very efficient, saved me a lot of time.
So what does your daily schedule look like?
I will say ice bath, 6-7, gym, then get into scheduling the day, work, and then cut the fast, come here for coffee, and then go back.
And how long have you lived here for?
2 years now.
What's your favorite part about living here?
How easy is it to balance everything? So I could go for 12 hours of work for 1 or 2 weeks, and then just for like in a sunset, then I have enough to go back. I don't feel like I need a vacation. I don't feel like I need to escape from anything, and I really enjoy that in Bali.
How much do you pay for rent?
In USD, it's close to 2,000.
2,000. Do you have advice for aspiring entrepreneurs that want to start their own business just like you've done?
I think when you start, it's not business, it's personal development. And I think the most important unit is time. And you want to put yourself in a finance position where you have as much time as possible. From there, follow people that really do the work and not the academics.
Okay. So does being in Bali help you with your business?
Definitely. For the type of business I do, it needs a lot of focus, right? Because it's engineering design, so you're solving really hard problems, so your head is loaded all the time. So being able to just like easily empty my head and then go back again, Bali has been very helpful, and being able to train every day and do yoga keep me really balanced.
Can we ask how much money does your business generate?
We're gonna close our first years at 1 million IRA annual revenue.
So if you had to start from zero today, what would you do?
Get to 100K as fast as possible through services, and then hold breath to build really good product. That can't be done overnight.
Do you have any final advice for the audience?
Start by the first principles, read really a Lindy book. So it's book that have been around over time and that are still true. And those books have higher chance to be true in the future. By starting there, you're building really strong foundation.
Well, thank you so much. I decided to head back to the villa I was staying at, where I talked to my friend Luca, who's a digital nomad from Australia.
My name's Luca Catalano. I'm 22 years old and I work for an investment fund.
How did you get into that?
I studied finance at college in the US, knew a guy who manages an arbitrage investment fund, and the rest is history.
What is it like living in Bali?
It's a good quality of life here. You look around, it's blue skies, it's cheap living. Yeah, it's great.
What's the best part about working remotely?
Definitely the freedom. I wake up, I go work out, do some work, go for a surf, hang out with friends. As long as you're disciplined enough to continue working, it's okay. But a lot of people you find, like, they act like they're on holidays and then they don't reach their full potential.
What day-to-day activities do you do that you think other people should do as well?
Sleep is super important. I have the Aura ring. Since I got the Aura, like, my productivity's gone through the roof, and try to get 8 hours of sleep every night, go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time. Obviously you can't always be perfect, but there's a good quote: consistency Consistency beats perfection every day of the week. If you can be consistently good, it's better than being perfect for a week and then going off the rails because you can't handle it.
What other things do you do for your health?
Eating clean, like no gluten, no dairy, no seed oils. Obviously, like it's hard to be perfect when you're traveling and everything.
Right. Unfortunately, the microphone died partway through, but Luca said some really interesting things. He's extremely dedicated to his health, so he was telling me about doing regular cryotherapy and how much it helped him. He also said he wouldn't mind going back to working from an office as that type of environment helps him out a lot. But for now, the remote work life is definitely amazing for him. I decided to go to the beach to see if there were any digital nomads there. I hopped on the moped and drove 10 minutes and began my search. Excuse me, do you guys live here in Bali? No? Hey, do you guys live here in Bali? Okay, thank you. I tried. I decided to walk around and try my luck. And luckily, I met Adam, who sat down with me in his cafe. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
Adam Sachs, and what I've been doing for about 20 years is fashion design. It's a special type of design where I take bodysuit, t-shirt, or leggings or a dress, put it on a girl, and take a pair of scissors and cut live on the body as a performance.
And how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Raving in the 90s. Just kind of turned you on the art part of me, you know? I got into clothes just from dressing up and going to the underground parties. Yeah. I was like 19, 20, 21, underground for 2 years, you know, barely saw sunlight.
And you're telling me downstairs you've worked with other brands or you've owned other brands too, right?
Yeah, I was a partner share in the flagship store in Von Dutch in Melrose, that I'm sure you know of. Yeah, and the trucker hat. And then I came to Bali years and years later, and now I'm doing Adam Sachs Religion.
Do you find that there are a lot of entrepreneurs in Bali living here?
I think that's all there is, really, on some level or other. You got the high level, like crypto guys, and then real estate guys, and then the self-help guys, and then the teaching people how to teach people how to teach people guys.
How long have you been living here?
3.5 years.
Do you plan to stay for a long time?
Yeah, of course. Like, the answer to that is never want to leave.
I'm curious, did you go to college?
I did not.
Do you think a school and college is required to have a good life?
I don't think anything's really necessary to do what you want. If you just tap into it properly, then you can be the teacher very quickly.
You seem to have done a lot of things. Yeah. How do you take such fast action consistently for so long?
When I have an idea, I want it done. And I know the steps to do it, so I just go through the motions. So I'm just like, boom. And so the destination isn't the surprise. I already see myself at the destination, so when I get there, I'm like bored. But the journey is the challenge, and that's the satisfying part, is how I got there.
If you could go back to when you were 20 years old, what would you tell your younger self?
Move to Bali. Living in LA is one experience that fulfilled me, and then living on Koh Samui in Thailand also fulfilled me, but whatever mattered in LA did not matter in Koh Samui. So it was two different contrasts, and I liked them both, but in Bali, it's a mashup of those two things, so I have it all in one day. All day long.
So if someone wants to do the whole digital nomad lifestyle, what advice would you tell them?
All I know is if you love what you do, you're going to find a way to make it work. And you don't do it for money, you do it because you love it, and the money will follow. And that's basically what the book that I wrote is about. It's called Love at First Cut. And it's a book about love. And the moment that I cut it, I generated this frequency of love that was so high that I've been writing on that feeling for 22 years, doing the same thing. I didn't change anything. So if I'm in the center doing that, everything builds around it.
What's been the biggest culture shock living in Bali?
How good the food is. It's just all good. Ingredients are good. It's fresh and it's very inexpensive and it's abundant. The plates, even if you're at a basic place, you look at the plate that comes and it looks so beautiful. You know, LA's everything is so salty and fatty and greasy and it's put together terribly.
Can you tell us about a time when you failed and what you learned from it?
It happens all the time, and I've gotten better at recognizing it and then just shifting it like nothing, like I didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It wasn't a failure at all. It was just like a step that needed to be taken to go to the right step.
Any last things you want to leave the audience with?
I believe the universe is made of love, and it has a flow called the universal flow. Okay, and if you're doing what you like, you're in the flow a little bit. If you don't like what you're doing, you're gonna be stagnant. And if you hate what you do, man, it's gonna be so much resistance. You're gonna go against the flow. But if you're doing what you love, not for money, it's because you love it. It makes you feeling this feeling inside. You're in the flow, and that's where all the abundance is. Yeah, that's it. That's the best I can say.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it. The next day, I decided to go back to Body Factory and find a couple more badasses to talk to. It took about 15 minutes, but finally I ran into Ethan and then Ola, both of whom own their own businesses. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name's Ethan, I'm 21, and I do OnlyFans growth.
How'd you get into that?
Before this, we were in the e-commerce space doing a lot of digital marketing, and one day had an idea, saw a gap in the market for marketing, thought we could market models the same way, called up a few friends, ran the idea by them, and then got started.
Do you have advice for someone that wants to do something similar?
Absolutely. Number one, everything's online. Find something that's online, test the concept, and then take action. Most people are scared to take that first move, but that's what it's all about. Once you start building that momentum, maintain that momentum. My favorite quote, success loves speed. You know, when you work on the internet, when you work online, you can make money from wherever you are.
Yeah.
In this day and age, it's a global economy. Money is able to be made anywhere, and being online is the best way to do so.
So, what has been the best part about living here?
The people, the nightlife, the restaurants, the weather. I'm from Melbourne. Right now we're in winter. So escaping that's been a great part, but man, the number one thing has been the people.
And where do you meet other people that are cool while living abroad?
Number one place, Body Factory. Best people here that are fit, that love working out, like-minded people. This has been the best place so far.
What does your day-to-day life look like?
Day to day, wake up, work, eat, gym, work, and then at night time, bit of partying, but hopefully not too much.
So, would you say it's an exciting lifestyle?
Absolutely. I mean, in Bali, you can come here and relax, focus on mindset, developing yourself, or you can go to the extreme.
What's the biggest culture shock you've experienced here in Bali, Indonesia?
Getting around, bikes, no helmets, Gojeks, and yeah, it's crazy roads here. That's been the number one.
What's your best travel hack?
Finding the right people. If you can find the right people, no matter where you are, making that connection. For example, we connected with someone that we could rent desks, monitors, and had an office set up here the day we arrived in our villa.
How much are you paying for rent?
Around 17,000 Australian dollars every 6 weeks.
So, what type of place do you live in then?
We live in a 3-bedroom villa. Got a nice pool, it's serviced, cleaner every day, and yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Would you be willing to share the most money you've ever made in 1 month?
Over $1 million a month.
What do you do with all that money though?
Reinvest into the business and take it out.
What advice do you have for young aspiring entrepreneurs?
Take action, build up that momentum, maintain that momentum. As I said before, success loves speed.
But what about the risk? What if people are scared of taking risks?
There's a risk of starting a business, or there's a risk of not starting a business. You have to choose your risk.
If you could go back 10 years, what would you tell your younger self?
Just go for it. It's all gonna come together. I mean, I'm young, I've just started my journey, but I started young as well. If I could go back and say, just go for it.
And what is your goal in 10 years?
10 years, I'll be worth over 500M. That's money-wise. I want to do a lot of philanthropy, help, give back, and then just build an amazing network, help my family. Family's number one, but yeah, that's that.
And what's the number one skill people need to learn right now?
Learn how to market. How do you gain attention?
Okay.
That's number one. And number two, on par with that, is networking. You need to know how to find the right people. You need to know how to give value to the right people. And in return, you'll win as well.
Love that. Thank you so much. What's your name, age, and what do you do for a living?
My name is Ola. I'm 31 years old and I'm a jewelry designer.
How'd you get into that?
So I started first with fashion and then later I wanted to change my target. So I wanted to do something for everyone. And this is how I changed my business from fashion to jewelry.
And where are you originally from?
I'm Iraqi, grew up in Austria and just moved to Bali like recently. And I was living in Dubai for 7 years.
How do you like Bali?
I love Bali. Like I'm only 4 months here, but I started already into a real estate here.
Okay.
So I feel real estate in Bali is booming. There is so many opportunities. You can always like find ways to make money here. It's abundant.
Can you tell us more about your business?
So my business is about gemstones, healing gemstones, so
Okay.
very spiritual. So each stone has its own healing benefit and you can choose like what healing you need.
Yeah.
So if you need mood boost or abundance.
That's super cool. How long have you been running this business?
So 2 years now.
Okay.
I have now 3 locations in Dubai in a concept store and I opened 2 concept stores in Bali.
What advice do you have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
I suggest everyone to find what they really like, what's effortless and where they really have fun doing it and just believe in yourself and go for it.
What do you think is a skill that everyone should be learning right now?
Communication skills, emotional intelligence and work on yourself and boost your confidence.
And what's the biggest culture shock you've had while living here?
I love Bali, but sometimes, I come from Dubai where everything is so clean and so hygienic. So it's the hygiene.
And what is the best thing about Bali?
Everyone is kind, everyone is welcoming, everyone is open-minded.
What is the toughest thing about living the nomad nomad life?
Yeah, you miss your family a little bit, homesick. Yeah, that's the only thing. But the good part on this is you have more time for yourself and on your mindset to improve.
What's one thing you would change about the world?
More kindness, more love, and more helping without any expectations.
Since you're in like the spiritual space, can you give us like some spiritual insight or something like that?
You should really try meditation because it calms your mind and it gives you a lot of peace and enlightening and awareness.
How do you start doing meditation? What's the best way?
The best way is just start with guided meditation.
Okay.
Maybe look for a place where you're calm and alone and try it more often and try it. First time you're not gonna focus, but with the time you're gonna learn it.
How do you make friends while living abroad?
Just be open, and if you feel like this might match your energy or like the style, just be open and talk and be friendly.
Would you ever go back to working to an office?
It's 14 years ago when I was working for someone. I'm not gonna go back. It's a jail.
What's the best part about being an entrepreneur then?
It has its ups and downs, but the best part is you are free to do whenever you want to work, and Mondays you can take off. So you can choose whenever you want to work.
Well, thank you so much. So there you have it, asking digital nomads what they do for a living in Bali, Indonesia. I had such a great time filming this video. I learned so much, and it was so cool talking to people that have complete location freedom. Being able to work whenever you want on your own schedule is something that I think is amazing. I hope this video can inspire you, give you guys some ideas on what you can do. And yeah, if you're thinking about moving abroad somewhere and working remotely, just know that it is completely possible. And I encourage you guys, if you want to try that out, go for it. If you guys do want to get some free stocks or crypto, we'll leave links down below in the description. We'll also have links to our free courses down below as well. And yeah, if you guys got some value from this video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. On my channel, I do a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.